Okay, you guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jeneth Blackert,
And I'm Leon Karina.
and this is the Hout Hustle Halloween special. We've been jamming out here to some thriller, and some Elvis.
And we tried pirate music, but that didn't work out.
Today, we're talking with Toni Ghazi. We're talking about the Praying Mantis galactic constellation, and he will be channeling and taking callers today. I want to wish you guys all a happy Halloween and put your costume idea in the chat box so that we can get this party started. I'd love to hear what you're showing up as tonight.
Yay. That's right. And we've got a little bit of space weather news. So some mystic space weather news for you that we can talk about for just a quick second. And then we'll jump right in with Toni because it's going to be a dynamic call today. I am so sure of it. So for today's space weather news, it says the sun is courtesy of spaceweather.com. The sun is crackling with flares, the growing sunspot that we've been talking about, AR 3234, is crackling with solar flares, including more than a half a dozen M-class events since Monday. Pulses of radiation are ionizing the top of the Earth's atmosphere, causing rolling series of shortwave radio blackouts all along the longitudes of our planet. This sunspot will become even more geo-effective in the next days as the sun turns earthward, or the sunspot turns earthward. The solar flares will have more effect on Earth as it gets more on and popping. So again, we always talk about this. We're in that solar peak. We'll be in the solar peak till 2025. And just know that it comes with the ascension symptoms if that's your jam. Rest and take care and always have grace. That's what I got for Mystic Space Weather News today.
Woohoo. So we've got Gandalf.
Hi, how's everybody doing? Gandalf and Gypsy or fortune teller. I like it. Happy Halloween. Valentina says, you got dressed up for the, yes, we did. Got dressed up for the occasion. Good morning. Hi, Dana. Hi. Oh, this is telling me stuff. It tells me that Toni Ghazi is on the show today. And I'm playing with the flu and feel like crap. I'm sorry, Valentina. Oh, it's your favorite holiday. One of my favorite too. We're sending you some good vibes. Let's do an intention for her. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Sending love your way, girl. Maybe that'll cheer you up and make you feel a little bit better. I believe it works.
All right. Let's go ahead and bring Toni up. And we will get started, guys.
Oh, yay! Oh my gosh, you look so great.
Can you unmute, please?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Hi.
And what's awesome is that this isn't, what you're wearing isn't just for Halloween. It's really part of your, how you express. I think that's so beautiful and wonderful. And it used to be, right? It used to be that we have to use these reasons to dress up and have these forms of expression. But what if we could all be as brave and embodied the way you are to just have that expression be a part of your everyday life and being. I love that so much.
Thank you. I mean, listen, I always tell my friends, right? Like when they talk about, oh, I missed your birthday. I'm like, don't worry about it because every day is a birthday. Like Christmas, every day is like, why wait for one day to celebrate, right?
Oh, yeah.
Be all of it. Be in the act of joy, in the energy of joy every single moment. And I just want to say, I feel so much joy here. I'm like, I'm a happy person. I smile all the time, but I feel like my smile is being stretched even beyond the normal of the joy that I feel. So thank you for having me here, and thank you for the audience and all your followers. And
yeah, that's the wrong one.
In the universe.
Well, thank you, Toni, for joining us. I was listening to one of the previous interviews you had done, and I realized, oh my gosh, like your audience really can go anywhere with you. They were asking galactic questions beyond like what even I could think about to ask. And it was quite an expanded group. So it was really an honor to bring you on. I want you to take us back. Like I read online 2020 was
Mhm.
your year that everything changed. Will you just take us into the story just as we're sitting around our Halloween campfire? Will you just take us down and share a little bit about that journey that kind of just brought you into who you are today?
Yes, thank you so much. And I got chills as you asked that question. Because I always say like when COVID came is when I awoke, and I guess it was 2020. I just don't pay attention to years. But yeah, that's when my first awakening, and it began really from this like knowingness when the whole when the whole world shut down, and and of course my husband is like watching TV every single moment, fear, put masks on, and this whole like paradigm of like absolute terror, and I'm going like, what? It just didn't resonate with me, and I didn't know anything about channeling or UFOs or any of the stuff, but I knew like within me, I can't subscribe to such, and I just couldn't, like my body wouldn't accept that concept. And then when I began kind of like saying, okay, I guess fine, like this is what you think, I think differently. All of a sudden on TV, and I'm a super busy guy, I don't have time to watch TV really. But of course, in the first 3 months of COVID, we didn't know what was happening, and
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Everything
I
kind of
remember.
halted.
And just to, I mean, so funny that, and everything is kind of synchronistic because I too had my spiritual awakening. I went through drinking a lot. And then all of a sudden, something just hit me and changed. And I had this dark night of the soul. And my spiritual awakening happened during that same period. And I remember feeling the same way that you did. Something wasn't settling, and I was trying to do it with alcohol. But
Oh
I'll
yeah.
let you continue. I just thought that was so wild.
Of course, no. And a lot of people really awakened during COVID, and like truly, COVID didn't happen like to us. Our consciousness created it truly to allow us to go within. Because imagine, like for a moment,
Ah,
the whole globe stopped. Like every
yes,
country, every language,
yes.
every culture stopped. And where do we all go? Or were home, wherever your home is, right? But truly, the whole perspective is the home is within. A lot of my friends left their jobs, big shot attorneys, like they restructured their whole life because that true moment of complete stop, everything's even the energy of like the world changed. I would
Uh-huh.
go out, you know what I mean? That
Yeah.
allowed you to go within and really reflect and restructure your belief. And but truly,
Wow.
what happened? You began like listening to the voice within that's always been there. That's been muffled by the noise of reality,
Mm-hmm.
matrix, and craziness. And you have to go to work, and you have to be there at 9 a.m. And all that crazy um, limitation. I'm trying. I
Stop.
know. I want to say. I really want to say all kinds of bad
Yeah,
words. I'm like,
yeah,
don't do that. But listen, even if I say a bad word, we're real, and
You're fine.
I can't
Oh,
It's all
worry
we're
fine.
about.
We're
real
good.
here. We're
Okay,
Yeah.
very
good.
real.
Thank
You're
you.
good.
So yeah, so it all emanated from there, and we all awakened really. So I'm not surprised that you said that. But then with me, like specifically, all these shows on Gaia, um, if if like the Gaia channel,
Uh-huh.
it's like all about consciousness, about meditation, UFOs, and blah blah. It appeared, and all of a sudden these shows would just pop up out of like I don't know if like you don't know that that show exists out there, you wouldn't know to go search for it. So things just happened, all these shows, but one specific show by Ruben Langdon that's called The Interview with Extra Dimensionals like popped up. It was 2 seasons, and he had like I don't know 8 or 12 episodes purely about channeling. I had no idea what channeling was. I tried to comprehend what was like. I can understand the English of what's being said, but no context at all. I could not like, but I didn't stop watching the show. I watched it maybe 5 or 6, 7 times religiously for 2 months, just like filling my brain with these things, trying to understand with each episode, and I still don't have a context. And then I let it go. And then in the next year, looking back, that show and all those concepts that were in my field were like beginning to unlock. Because look, I'm like when you awaken, like you don't awaken one day and you completely awakened, right? It's like a small drop, right? Of like 2 or 3 hours you're awakening, like watching this show, it's like wow, and then you go back to life. And like 2, 3 months later, like you maybe watch, another show or like read an article about that stuff, and then you go back to life. So it took a year and a half of these little spurts of these little like seeds that were planted. And as of 2023 is where I kind of began practicing to channel because I understood what that means, and I took one class, and I knew immediately that I mean, we're all channels. I'm not special than any other person. Please know that, guys. We all are channelers. But when I knew that I could, and it's my path, I kind of really took it on like to the next level. And just one little tidbit. You're gonna hear a lot of as I say, and the word like, because I've always stuttered all of my life, very bad when I was like much younger, and like the and the like will help me kind of transition, like when I feel I'll get stuck. But when I channel, the first time in 42 years, because I'm 44 right now, first time I spoke with free speech. I was a prisoner of my own throat. I still kind of am.
Wow.
It was so hard. I mean, it's so like truly devastating all my life to kind of not to be able to express the words that I want to express, because like my stuttering is like the word wouldn't come out, right? But like when I channeled, and like my proof to me was, wow, for the first time in all these years, I can speak freely. And it was the only thing that I needed to know to kind of jump in it. And I took one past life regression session where you get hypnotized, and then like you go under hypnosis, like to remember past lives. And the first image that came through is of the praying mantis, and like a few other images that came through. And because of that, yeah, and like because of that, that really like solidified like my connection with them, and I just jumped into the abyss. Look, I live in Washington, D.C., and I am a realtor, and I've been a realtor like for 10 years, and I sell real estate. I know tons of people, hundreds of people that come into my car, and I drive them, and like we see houses. And I've never been called, like put a decal on my car that says like I'm a realtor, I can help you sell a house. But when I awoke and I stepped into that version, I placed this massive decal like that I talk to aliens, and I can show you a picture. Like I mean, the whole back of my SUV is literally all about aliens. And like, mind you, I'm like driving in Washington, D.C., a very
Yes.
conservative town,
Yes.
like saying I talk to aliens, and I'm just like, "Guys, here's my website that I just created like overnight, with aliens and like mantis beings and like UFO ships and everything. And I have brand new clients that I meet every single day. The first thing they see is that, and the first thing we talk about is spirituality. And
I love this so much.
I've had the most amazing conversations, and I have people from all over the world, every culture, every denomination, every country, every language, and we've had the most beautiful discussions. Even though like they may not believe in aliens, it
Yes.
allowed us to speak about the beyond, right?
Yes, I
Whatever
love
the beyond
this.
means to you, if it's
Yes.
Christianity, if it's Buddhism, if it's alienism, if that's I and if it's alienism, I also make up words, and I'm very proud of them because I'm
I
like,
do too.
you know what I mean? It's like, but it was the most beautiful like experience, and I found that the more I speak my truth without like pushing it on you, because I'm not pushing it, I'm just explaining to you my story. Like there was activation happening. I'm activating, and they're activating me because they're sharing me. I'm sharing with me their perspective. I'm sharing with them their perspective, and it was the most beautiful like interaction, and everything just like unfolded from there. I had no idea any of these conferences like exist, all these live events like that I do now. So as of last November of 2020, what are we now? Because I don't remember which year we're in. 2020. What are we? 25?
No, we're 4
24?
still.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Welcome to my world.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
We're
Okay.
vibrating 25.
Okay. So last November 2023, I attended like my first live show ever. And like, mind you, I haven't been channeling for a long time. It's only been kind
Yes.
of a year. And I truly know that like the universe heard my decal, the decal that I put on the back of my car, that I am ready to step into whatever this version means with no expectations. And I've been doing like live events since then, and I have live events until next August. Every month I travel, like I channel live with Bashar and all these big boys that were my, I mean,
Right.
I would never, it's just insane. It's been a beautiful journey of
I
total
love this.
surrender.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
much.
I guess so. It's like you just fell into it, you know?
I mean, really, it is a
So
total
good.
surrender. We talk a lot about
Yeah.
that. And honestly, so I had a very similar experience. And I think through the journey of this show, I mean, I'll just say it this way. My son goes to goes to a Catholic school, church,
She's
and
like, can't even say it.
I really had to find myself and then started to open up about the experience that I had when I started channeling. And it was a little frightening for me. And I had my debut and premiere here, but hearing you say this makes me want to be like, and I still have that little bit of nerve, but I see how falling in, and I'm hoping others that see this too or hearing this, falling into that full surrender just allowed all these magical experiences to happen for you and to be working with the people of your highest good, like Bashar. I mean, those are top echelon people. If you don't know, these are people that have been channeling for years. So that's, quite the honor, obviously, and
Totally,
fun.
totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And yeah, and look, we have an idea of what total surrender is on the surface level. We have
Yeah.
an idea of what unconditional love is on a surface level. The Mantis beings have taken me into worlds and experiences that like the words cannot describe, but I know now what unconditional love is. I know what total surrender means and is. It's really like what they said and like what they made me feel is, look, we put the labels on the energies. If it's sadness, if it's depression, if it's I'm happy or whatever. Energy is just energy. It has no label. But like through the act of labeling them, we get to experience all these versions of everything that exists. But complete surrender is allowing that label to be that label. But we've been so conditioned. It's not good to be sad. It's not good to be depressed. It's not good to be, or like to think a bad thought. You always have to be on the good side of things, on the light side. Well, if you believe that you're infinite and you're all of it, all of it means all. It doesn't mean only light. It doesn't mean only neutral. It doesn't mean only like the bad. If you are all of it, then the only way you expand and ascend is to experience all of it. And experience all of it is allowing that like label, whatever it is, if I'm sad, to be in the moment of sadness and embrace it as part of creation and not resisting it. The act of resisting all those things, right? Because like we judge, oh, I'm like, I should not feel sad today. It will continue happening in our life until you face it. Because really, like what they said is that part of you that is sad, and there's many layers of sad. There are many degrees of sad. It's wanting to be seen and to be validated and to be viewed as part of creation. And when you surrender to that one aspect of like being sad, if it's a whole day you're being sad or like a few minutes, you allow it to be truly validated. And when you are in that vibration of complete gratitude, that in like you're speaking to yourself, that's sad. I see you as part, and I'm looking in the camera because there's a lot of energies coming through. I see you as part of creation. I'm not here to judge who you are and what you are. You are who you are. When you surrender in it, and I have my whole body is completely like chilled out right now. You allow it to be. In that moment, you release it. You'll never ever experience that moment or that version of sadness. You know, again, you may experience another version of sadness because again, we go back to the idea of infinite. Infinite means everything, and even the idea of sadness or joy, there's infinite layers or infinite like versions of them. And really, like ascension is about allowing you to be all of it. All of it, not resisting any of it. Because how else will you get to know all of you if you don't allow that part of you to be you? The more we resist, the more you are not getting to know yourself, the more you're going through the challenge of being lost and who am I, etc. You know what I mean? But all it takes is one moment where you shift your mind and begin restructuring it from the perspective that, okay, I may not understand how it all works and like what it all means, but the intention to allow yourself to delve into, I'm gonna challenge myself today, and whichever like version of me that I resist, I'm gonna be in it just for a few minutes and allow it to just be. The moment you have that small epiphany of one example, it will change your whole life forever, because then you begin to apply it to everything else, and you begin to view your life as being ascended mastery. And
Oh, nice.
you'll stop judging yourself, and you stop because it's so easy for us to go back and say, oh, I'm 44 years old, I should be here, I should have done that, blah 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 blah, judging, 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 not receiving, not accepting, not being, not allowing, not seeing every decision, every choice, every act that we made was ascended mastery. But when you begin seeing your whole life, every second of it, as ascended mastery and as the way that I expand, and you value yourself more, you value the challenges, you value the happiness, you value all of it, and your life, your future life will become from that lens and perspective, and literally magic, 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 magic will be your life.
I love
Like
it.
the idea of manifestation will fall off, because you become the creator of your own reality, and things just happen because you're making it happen, because you're not judging you anymore, and you're being you, all of you. But having said that, there's the intellectual aspect of understanding what was said, and there's the real knowing of what is
Application.
being said. Yeah,
Yeah.
which could be sometimes, it takes
Well,
some.
and I would like to even expand this topic. I mean, the resistance could also be addictions. It could be, relationships that you're addicted to that are feeding you in a narcissistic way. I mean, all of that is resistance to where we aren't truly being the frequency that
We truly
we
be.
truly be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the second piece I wanted to say on that is really when you get to be expanded enough that you become the observer of yourself. I think that's really what you're talking about. Instead of being inside this human body as this experience, is more you're so expanded out that you get to look upon yourself as the observer. I just wanted to kind of put that more in our words,
Yes.
so it matched.
I'm so grateful you said that. That's like the best visual description, to be the observer of who we are and honor everything that's happening, because it is what's allowing you to ascend, right? Our humanity have conditioned us to say, if your life isn't here, if you don't all these like that you should be here, you have to follow this destiny, right? But when you begin seeing everything that occurred, every part of it, every inch, every second of whatever happened up to this point, when you begin seeing it as, it allowed me to be where I am, and all of it was interconnected to begin with, then you begin honoring and valuing and appreciating, giving value to who you are, when half the time we're devaluing who you are. We're disempowering every divine decision that we made, and all of it, like they say, and they're here kind of, is made by creation. Creation never makes mistakes. Everything is perfect, in perfect order, in perfect energy, in perfect sacred geometrical structures. And when you begin seeing that from the idea of perfection, then you begin creating a life where you have, in a sense, control. Not that you need control, but you have the empowerment enough to know that it's my life that I'm creating.
The choice.
The free will choice. Exactly. And look, and I'm so happy that you said that. Even if you decide as a sovereign divine being to make a free will choice, to live a life that's not as expanded, that's also ascension. You know what I mean?
Yes.
There is no judgment through the eyes of creation. Creation never ever judges us, ever. Never has judged us, will never judge us. Period.
And that's one of the things that I think is so profound and empowering, because many a times, if you've grown up with religion, from day one, everything was, I am a sinner, I will be judged. I mean, we're sitting around waiting for judgment day. And so everything that we're doing is based upon, am I judging this? And so then we're pre-programmed to judge ourselves based against this other, pie in the sky judgment day. And of course, no one wants to go to hell, right? So then you operate from a place of everything being judgment, right? Even adolescent feelings, coming into your own, and, really exploring your body, whatever those things, then you start to feel bad for them. And then those create integrated places by which we continue to operate from today. And to hear you say out loud on this microphone right here, right? Like, so clearly saying there is no judgment. It is,
Yeah.
creation is perfect. It's so liberating. And I hope people find that
Well,
empowering too.
and I don't know if you sense this, and I just want to bring it out to the audience because I don't sense this very often, but it is almost as if you are communicating beyond words that you're saying. I am sensing the frequency almost and receiving things that's kind of telepathically, which is bizarre. I've never said that on another show, but I am sensing this in a weird way.
I guess,
and I just wanted to see, how y'all were sensing Toni's frequency in the audience.
And also maybe invite
some
Toni to,
callers.
invite callers, however you want to. I don't know if you have, showcase how you show the work, or if there's messages that want to come through, we'll give you the space to do that now or
Sure.
ever.
Sorry. I'm laughing because so the Mantis beings are really funny, by the way. And like my husband always says, right? Because like I make all these jokes and they're hilarious. Like I swear to God, they're hilarious in my mind. There's like
I bet.
people are laughing in my mind, and he's like, "You are not funny." I'm like, "It's okay," because I'm laughing in my mind. So like they were kind of, anyhow. But thank you for recognizing that energy that you just felt, because truly, it's not them doing it to you. It's you activating yourself to remember that it's already within you.
Yeah.
And what's occurring here, an excuse that you created, all of you, as a divine beings, you created this excuse that, oh, let's go on their show. Oh, there's all these like people, and this guy, Toni, who channels it. You created this from your divinity as a way to remind yourself of what's being dialogued.
Wow.
And yes, they always say, go beyond the words, like even though, because the words are very limited.
Yeah.
They cannot describe, no way they can describe the infinite. So there's a lot of energy packets that are, a lot of downloads, a lot of healing, a lot of activations, a lot of release. Just simply by you being here, because you have chosen as a divine being to remember through this little excuse this little elaborate creation that you created, Yes, so I'm happy to channel live, and I'm happy to take all kinds of calls. I mean, I'm super flowy. I'm not a structured guy. I'm like, I trust in
We're
divine,
not either.
however, I know, however it flows, but I just want to say out loud. So if you would like me to at like one point or now, or just whenever your audience feels called new, I can go into the channel session and you can speak directly to them, and you'll see the speech change. There's no more stuttering when that happens. The energies will change. Like, feel free to keep your eyes closed or open. Don't judge yourself if you close and peek, right? Don't get in your head about that. Flow with whatever your heart's telling you, and know that there's more that's being received than the word. And after the fact, you're going to get a lot of activations, and you'll see your life will shift, will change, synchronicities will happen, like light bulb moments you have. It's absolutely expanding. And I always tell my clients, like when I channel and I'm stage, you may think I'm channeling for you. Really, I've created this whole like paradigm as a divine being to channel for myself through your questions, through your lenses, through so you're helping me, and I have chills all over my body, ascend through this interaction. It's really me channeling for me and not me channeling for you. And vice versa. You're channeling for you through this act of, whatever.
Yeah.
I heard you.
So is the best way for them just to ask a question about themselves or their lives, and then or humanity?
Sure.
Right.
So if you have a question, raise your hand. And then also, it seemed like you wanted to have a little bit of message for us, and we can do that while they're preparing their questions and raising their hand.
Yeah. Yes, like you're welcome to ask any question. There's no right or wrong. Don't get in your mind about that. Anything could be like you personally, it could be general. Yeah. So just be.
Okay.
So I'll get into the state. It will take me about 20-30 seconds like to get into it, and like they'll do some toning. Or like as I speak, or as like they speak through me, there's a lot of toning, and then they'll like bring a message for whoever, for the beyond or for us. And then they say like, you're welcome to ask a question, and we can begin. Like when we're ready, because I can be in it for 3, 4, 5 hours. Like you let me know like when we're ready, and say like, you're welcome to bring Toni back, and they'll kind of like disengage and bring back. Okay. I'll have my eyes closed the whole time, so I can't see anything. But that's how it works.
Okay.
Just open your hearts. And from the Antares Stargate, we come through in this way to co-create with you this beautiful reality of oneness. To merge our hearts with your hearts, to be one with you, to be one with the source that you are. And as we exchange energies in this way, we open our hearts together and we become physical one being within the aspect of non-physicality. We merge with you in this way, activating your energy fields, activating your electromagnetic fields, activating your physical bodies, your DNA structures, to remember more of the essence of who you are, the infinite beingness of who you are. You are energy, always have existed, and will always exist in the many forms of the infinite that is possible and probable to be created. Know that as you ascend, that you have always been ascending. There is no destination where you have ascended and have become enlightened, because of the simple nature of your infinite existence. You are constantly forming and reforming within the aspect of the infiniteness, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, expanding more and more and more and more and more to be able to experience the different variations and potential creations of the infinite. So surrender and let go of the idea of destination, as there is no destination to reach. Should you prefer to define your world from the aspect of the label destination, we will assist you in recognizing that the only destination is this now moment of creation. What is occurring right here and right now in this instant, this split second of your infinite, is the destination that in a sense you can focus on and be with and allow to be and surrender fully to what is happening and occurring, as through the act of surrender, full surrender allows you the intimate connection and the knowingness of that version of you that is energy that has been labeled to be whatever you chose in that moment to label it. So should you be feeling joyful and connected in that now moment, surrender fully into what that means, because the act alone will allow you to see you clearly as that energy that is right there in front of you. And the full act of surrender allows you to merge that energy and integrate it back to the beautiful being that you are. We have given the analogy to humanity to help you understand the beyond. As you know, words in your society and humanity are limited. Imagine yourselves as a beautiful painting, whatever painting that you see in your mind's eye in this now moment. See that. Assume that is your totality. That is the infiniteness of who you are. This beautiful painting on the wall. Throughout your humanity, you have experienced and created the idea of judgment. And through the act of judgment, it allows you the opportunity to see yourself as separate than others, not as one. And that is a beautiful creative aspect of creation. As you judge others, as you judge yourselves, as you judge your physical body, as you judge your choices, as you judge other people's choices, as you observe them, etc., etc. With each judgment, you literally take a piece from that painting and you place distance to it. So you take that piece and throw it into the ether. You make another judgment. You take that piece again and you throw it into the ether. You make another judgment. You take another piece of that whole painting, the totality of who you are, and you throw it into the ether. Little by little, the wholeness, the completeness, the totality of that painting is riddled with holes. And the act of complete surrender, the act of allowing you to experience what you need to experience fully, and begin seeing that energy that is labeled as happiness, sadness, joy, depression, whatever, as full being and a facet and a part of who you are, with honor, with privilege, with total validation, with unconditional loving heart. When you surrender in that unconditional aspect and you see that version of you that you call sadness, and sadness sees you from that aspect, you literally bring that piece that you're thrown away into the ether back into the beautiful painting that you are. And what was once a whole now is fully complete in a sense. And the more that you continue doing that, going back to the every version of who you are, every aspect of who you are, and even in this now moment, allowing to be what is with unconditional love, you literally begin to bring those pieces back and integrate them back into your wholeness. And perhaps for the first time, you will be able to see yourself as the whole, complete, total being that you are. And that is exactly what unconditional love does. That is exactly what integration means. Is that you, as a divine source and being, the all, the complete wholeness of who you are, decided one day to fracturize yourself, to make yourself into all these little pieces, simply to experience yourself from a different facet, to allow you as the total being to be these many little facets. And ascension literally is bringing these facets back to the one, so you are able to fully see yourself as the total divine essence that you are. And all of this, all of the challenges, all of the disempowerments, all of the separation, all of the judgments, all of it is created by your full power. And that is the illusion, is that you are not disempowered. It is through your complete powerfulness of being the all that you create the illusion of disempowerment, and through that illusion allows you the journey and path and opportunity to rediscover yourself as the total divine infinite being that you are. And the act of unconditional love, integration, compassion, and seeing the many facets of who you are as you is what allows you the opportunity to see yourself as the multidimensional being that you are. And with that, we welcome your questions and statements in your divine timing.
Thank you. Before we take some callers, I would like for there to be a record that there is no positive or negative. It is what it is. Can you talk a little bit about living a life without positive and negative being associated with change?
Indeed. And even through that questioning, there is a layer within it in a sense of judgment. So the idea of unconditional love, and we are not saying that you are judging what the expression you experience. We are just allowing your mind to go deeper and deeper and deeper into layers that live within the shadows, the darkness of the dark. To let you know that even as you pose that question, there is a trace of judgment, of that experience to have polarity, the good and the bad, the dark and the light. You see, ascended mastery is having the ability and the knowingness to know, even as a divine creator, should I choose a path of polarity, should I choose a path of placing these labels to be able to see contrast, that is ascension. But yes, as an energy essence, as a creator that you are simply a flow of energy. Imagine smoke in your sky, the way that it moves with the wind and it dances and forms and reforms into these beautiful shapes. That is essentially who you are. This beautiful, immense, and total divine energy that is flowing within creation itself, your own creation, your own existence, your own world, realm, body, may it be physical or energy. So yes, there is no, in a sense, meaning to existence itself. The meaning, the purpose of your life becomes the meaning that you place on it. In each of those decisions, of those labels that you choose to, will become the path that you take. And that path is the ascended mastery that you are taking. So all of it, in a sense, is valued. All of it is honored. All of it is created by you. You get to choose what path, how it looks, what lens you see that path from in any moment of your existence. Was that clear?
Yes.
Yes, that was beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. If you'd like to have a reading, go ahead and raise your hand, and Shara, you're up.
I had a question, but now I've got a different one because I kept getting this symbol while listening to you. It's kind of like a triangular, and then it comes down and does a swirl. I don't know if you can see that or not. And I believe it has some significance, but just not clear on that significance.
Allow us to rephrase to make sure the
Mhm.
image that you described is compatible with what we experienced. A triangular shaped figure, yes?
Yes.
And a swirl emanating from the triangle,
Yes.
under it or above it?
Under it.
Yes. For you, that was your lens to be able to see the activation that just occurred from the aspect of non-judgment. That the shape of the triangle, in a sense, represents the left, the right, the polarity, and the neutral aspect in between. The act of the swirl that is going under, it's almost as if a reflection for you that you have pierced through that idea intellectually and have gone in energetically into the essence of what neutrality means. That in this now moment, you were able to comprehend from an energy essence what the expression that life has no meaning is. That is your visual representation, that your energy, in a sense, emanates from the center, and that you are ready to leave the paradigm of that triangle, which represents polarity and neutrality, that you have broken through the matrix of that and have fallen into the energies of existence. And as you swirl away, you'll realize that you are that swirl. And when you begin identifying and being aware of your own direction of the swirl, then you'll be able to create the realities that you choose away from the idea of the matrix. Simply from the idea that I am the creator. And in any moment of my existence, I can choose to live a life of such, of my desire, of my creation and choosing. What a beautiful representation that you have shown yourself in this now moment. Revel in that image. And should you feel called to draw that image to remind you of that point in time, this now moment of activation, do so. Should you feel called to create the act of jewelry and wear it, do so. As all of it will be a permission slip for you to remember this now moment. As your energies are fully opened, your, in a sense, awareness has expanded and stretched into the beyond. Congratulations on reaching the destination of your desire.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow.
Thank you.
All right. I have a question now. Can I ask a question about my physical body?
Indeed.
I have this hip joint that seems to be slowly not supporting my life, is the best words to say. And I would like to really move forward. Is there a possibility in the field that this could totally recover? Or is there just the possibility for me to get it replaced? Or what do you see for it?
Yes. You see, we encourage humanity to pay attention in which the question was posed, as there are many hints and clues where the belief systems that are layers under that question emanate from. Is there a possibility that I can get through, alter, change, move to a new reality where this hip challenge doesn't exist? You already know that you are infinite. And if you truly know that you are infinite from a knowingness perspective, you know the answer to that already, yes? Yes?
I'm going to say, I guess.
Hesitation means no. And that is a clue for you to go beyond the intellect and live in the knowingness that I am a multidimensional being, having access to all, that I am the wisdom that I seek. I am the energy healed state that I seek. I am all of it. And from that knowingness, you get to choose the reality that you desire. But to answer your question in a more simpler way, yes. It is in your power, it is within your grasp for that to be shifted. So begin with your words, begin with the definitions that are embedded within your minds. As remember, words are energies to begin with. Yes, words are
Yes.
simply a manifestation of that energy, that smoky, in a sense, dance of everything.
Yeah.
And within that smoke, there is a flow, yes?
Yes.
And the act of resistance to that flow manifests in what you call physical ailments. You are the master, the healer that you seek, our dearest one. It is within your field to shift that frequency and vibration. But go in it from the perspective of no judgment. We go back to the idea where we said, when you experience something challenging, meet it fully and surrender. And see it as ascended mastery, as that experience of having the hip situation, issue, challenge is teaching you, allowing you to ascend. But you resisting its lessons, in a sense, allows that to continue recurring until it is fully seen as a valid part of who you are, as a choice that you truly chose from a higher perspective. So meet it head on. With no expectations of the idea of healing. Meet it head on, that although I may not desire you to be in my physicality in this lifetime, I am ready to meet you and see you fully as
Got
the
it.
divine creator that you are.
Mm.
And that
Mhm.
total surrender will release you from it. Because all that experience and hip situation challenge wants to do is be seen by you as part of you and not separate from you. How can you shift and ascend and tweak and heal something that you are resisting and placing so far away from you? It is not part of you. So bring it back in
Mhm.
and see it as ascended mastery, fully knowing
Mhm.
that I may stay with this condition for in this lifetime. But that act alone of surrender will literally release it and will shift you into a vibration of integration, of oneness with who you are. And as that hip, in a sense, is seen by you, you will have clarity on who you are as the total being. So
Mhm.
each of you are helping each other ascend and see the totality of who you are.
Yes. That's great. Wow. I feel like I've been boxed in a corner.
It's a lot to unpack, right?
Saying what I already know. My, all right, Suzanne, you're up. Suzanne, can you unmute yourself?
Okay, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Um, I guess let me rephrase that. I do have some questions, though I would just love to have a general reading about what the heck is happening in my life. I am currently at a very, very significant crossroads. And it's been happening for a while. And what, how I am to navigate this is still very unclear to me. And so I feel that I question myself. And I feel mistrustful of the process of, unfolding normally in my life. And I feel that I feel like I don't know anything. And I certainly do not know what is my next step. Am I supposed to make a very huge shift? Am I to stay on track? Like many things are very unclear to me. And even taking small steps, I feel like it's unclear even the small steps to take. So, any kind of insight that you can offer would be so, I'd be so grateful to receive.
Indeed. And we thank you for this line of questioning. As the moment that you were called on, we showed the channel a vision of a mask and the experience that it is time for me to take my mask off and reveal the true nature of who I am. You have been living into the identity that you have created for yourself and oftentimes by your society and the pressures of your family. You have lived that version of you that is called, we will say, as an example, I am a mom. I have lived as a mom for 40, 60, 20, 10 years, whenever the years are. When the truth of the matter is, you are the multidimensionality of all of it. You are all the identities at once. It is time for you to take off that mask of the role that was placed upon you and step into the version of the fully empowered being that you always have been, as you are ready for the next step. And the idea of needing to know what happens next is a limitation to begin with. It is an expectation that you place upon yourself. You are essentially telling the universe, unless I know what happens next, I am not making that step. And no wonder that you are not making that step. You see, within the ideas, within the expressions of how you describe your life to be, how the expressions that you emanate, you are creating. Go in it again with full surrender and trust the process. The act of not trusting the process will place you in a position to not act, because you have already defined, unless I know what happens, unless I trust the next step A, B, C, and D, I will not choose to take a step forward. Know that the full surrender of stepping into the version of your desire, of what your soul has been screaming at you. It's been guiding you for years to hear the voices within, the whispers, as you are already guided by many angels around you specifically. Believe in your knowingness. Believe that you are the creator and divine being. Know it, live it, be it. Allow it the opportunity to show you what you desire. And as you surrender, you will see. We are also showing the channel the images of parrots, the bird that regurgitates expressions. Within your energy field, you have been, in a sense, a parrot with no judgment. We are just simply clarifying to you the choice that you made as a divine being to experience what it means to say things in a sense that others want to hear. And it is time for you to speak your own truth and hear your own voice for the first time, as the voices that you have used all along were truly not yours in a sense. They were colored by the perspectives and expectations of others. Your divinity is ready to be heard by you. And the moment that you utter a word from the energy essence of who you truly are as the divine being, it will click within your frequency and vibration, and it will activate a waterfall of changes within your field, as for the first time you would be able to listen and hear you as you, your sound of creation, uncolored by anyone else's but you, through your sovereignty. As you have a beautiful voice, our dearest one. You are the voice of all of creation. Allow yourself to reveal the more of who you are as you are unraveling as we speak. As you are taking off the costume that was placed upon you by you and by others in a sense. It is time to step out naked fully, showing yourself to the world with no inhibition, no fear. And that is all occurring in this now moment because your world, your reality, your humanity is ready to receive you, our dearest one. Know that everything is interconnected and intertwined within the fabric of the many universes, that there is no point of disconnection ever. So perhaps the path that you have chosen up until this point was truly for humanity's welcome to your energy, as it is ready for it to welcome you. You are always supported. You are never alone, have never been alone, and will never be alone. Surrender fully into the not knowingness, the unknowingness of all. Surrender fully that I don't know it all. And on top of that, surrender fully into the idea that I don't need to know it all. Because the needing to know it all carries the energy of expectation. Expectation limits the universe to show you its unlimitedness. And what you desire to seek, what you desire to feel and experience is the unlimitedness of who you are. And remember that you, as a divine source, as all of it, as the one, are orchestrating this illusion to begin with. So trust yourself more. Was that helpful?
Yes, absolutely. Wow. Thank you so much. I received that. Thank you.
Yes. And know that through this dialogue, a lot of energy exchange has happened between the beings and you specifically, and that you have been activated, and that smile that emanated through your energy, and that sense of release is you shedding the old version of who you are. Know that the shift that you were desiring, that push that you, in a sense, needed, that you created to begin with, has already occurred. And with each breath that you take, with each heartbeat that you have, with each step that you take onto this physical world, will be different going forward than the rest of the moments that you have experienced on this planet. You will begin to see and view and experience the world with a different lens. You are the beauty of creation. Know that. We
Thank
love you
you.
unconditionally.
Mhm. Wow. You
Thank
feel like a little child put in a corner. You know this. Show up.
Thank you.
That was thank you, Susan. Oh, sorry. c- uh, let's go ahead and bring Toni back. Uh, man, I feel like it's a tough love.
I definitely would have, thank you so much for your
So
time
real.
today. Thank you for being with us, and we will definitely want to engage with you again. It's been such a beautiful, beautiful time here with you today.
Yes.
And with that, we will bring Toni back because we have only an hour and a little bit more to go. So we thank you. Thank you. The time has gone so fast in your presence. But with
Yes.
love, we bring Toni back.
Yes. Allow us to share a quick message with you.
Absolutely.
An image was shown for the collective of Medusa,
Ah.
the feminine
Mhm.
energy with the snakes on her head.
Mm-hmm.
Know that every version of who you are that experienced reality from the perspective of the reality that you have experienced is all honored by creation. That
Yes.
judge less every part of who you are and integrated all back to you as ascension, as the wisdom that you seek, the knowledge that you are looking for, the power that you desire for is all within you. With our unconditional love, bright, 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 bright white light of creation, an infinite, infinite, infinite open heart. We thank you for this beautiful co-creation of oneness and for allowing us to see you from your perspective as we have ascended with you in this moment. As every experience you have shared, every energy that you have emanated through you has been honored as creation. We will bring the channel back momentarily as we head back to the Antares Stargate where we choose to reside. Hi, guys.
Wow. What? That was
Amazing.
so spot on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Thank you.
So do you take in a lot of that? Like you remember some of it or can recall some of it? How
Yeah.
tell us about that.
So it's really weird. uh, so like when I first began, I'm aware, and then my awareness just like falls off.
Mm,
And it's almost like I have two awarenesses. I know that I'm not here. I can hear what's happening,
mm,
but it's not sticking because now in this now moment, it's almost like a dream. Like when you wake up and you're like, oh, hey, babe, I remember a dream. And you get talking and it's like, and it fades away. You're like, shit, I can't remember anything now. That's
mhm,
exactly what happens. But then it gets triggered. So if I like re-listen to it, like this recording, it will take me back to this moment. I could
mhm,
be driving, I could be like in the shower, and I have this moment and I could remember like a few things. But as of right now, I don't remember much. I experience things beyond like as they describe whatever like they describe, I'm experiencing that from like a very wider experience that I won't be able to describe to you. It's just
Mm.
energy and feeling and expressions and like beingness, and I don't know, I'm trying to find words. It's just like
Mhm.
like how do you describe that I'm all of consciousness?
We always joke on this show that we do say a lot. So we say because we don't have the words on a show, a talk show, right? So you're supposed to have words and lots of conversation, but we don't have the words for a lot of the conversations that we have. So as you describe here. And so anyway, we have a little bit of joke with that, but
Well,
the words escape us very often for these,
yes.
bigger experiences.
Yes, but I want to thank you because what you just said, I want to ask, may I steal, borrow the idea of because I would rather, here comes, because of my stuttering, like I have to say, actually, it would be a much better experience to say because it's like so spiritual. So may I get permission to play around with that?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Have it. Take it away.
thank you. So if I start, I'm going to say So all this oming is like just reminding us that we're divine.
Exactly. I love that. You could tell anyone that you heard it here on Hot House. So,
I
but
will.
it's just an expression of all of our oneness.
Well, Tony, you did put together a special offer for us, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it up, and I'd love for you to go through it with the audience.
Sure, no problem.
How did time go so fast,
know.
y'all?
I
We'll have to
know.
have you back.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
We
Yes.
could.
And look, one little joke. So my first name is actually with an I.
I
Uh,
knew it.
no, but no, but this is beautiful because this is another version of me that wants to come out with a Y. So no,
Ah,
so my website is ToniGhaz.
I'll change it right now, but thank you.
No worries at all. I just want to, but this is not a mistake. And like, this is the point where I'm trying to say what just
Yeah.
happened right now is just recognition that I'm multifaceted and I'm not just only the Tony with an I, I'm also Tony with a Y and the Tony with EE and the Tony with a heart, whatever,
I
you know what I mean?
gotcha. I
So,
gotcha.
so yeah. So package one is is I love the is I'm like so used to so I'm gonna have to remind myself is to have a
I fixed
one-on-one
that too. Thought
channeling.
I did. I thought
Yes,
I did. I thought I fixed it a second ago.
it's okay. Like 101, like 1 hour channeling, like with the Mantis beings. And then if you would like to learn how to channel, I have begun classes where we meet once a week for 2 hours, like for 6 weeks. And it will give you the tools to really like trust yourself that you are already a channel, but I'm your excuse to kind of believe again. And it's a cool program where like we
Oh,
can be
refresh.
together and yeah. And it's always like a small class between like 6 to 8 people initially, so we can focus on each other. And like you get to practice, you get to trust your
That's
intuition, and it's amazing to. And the whole idea is for you to re-empower yourself and begin trusting the messages that are always with you, have always been with you, will always be with you, and to re-empower yourself as a channel that you are, because we're all channelers. And please, guys, I'm not extra special. I don't have any extra gifts. That's all bullshit, since I can say that. We're all special. We're all divine, and we're just remembering through each other. You're activating me, and I'm activating you. So if you have the desire to learn to channel, to play around with that idea, I'm happy to help you. And that's basically it.
Yay.
Great. And then there's a second part to this too, isn't there?
So there's package A and package B.
Oh,
So
sorry.
no, it's okay. So the first offering is the class, so I have it listed as the class. And so the course is normally $555, is that correct? And so just for our show, we're doing it for $333, and we do offer a 2-pay option. So you can get started in you do the first payment of 167 and then the next payment would draft. Tony, when does the classes start?
I would say in a few weeks, but
Okay,
depending on on like the number of attendees, because
sure.
but yes, and because I'm going to Mexico, for a retreat that I'm
Exciting.
holding like with a shaman and on the 20th of November. So soon.
Got you. So in a couple weeks. So definitely want to jump in on that. And then if you want a private one-on-one channeling session with the Praying-Mantis Beings, hosted, with Tony, then that is just 155 today. So again, he gave us these really, really lovely offers just for our show. Choose it. Of course, he's going to be headed out to Mexico soon, so I'm sure he's going to be booking up really quickly. And you can definitely see the experience is quite unique. I know we say that a lot, but this is, some of the things that he was saying was so resonant in ways. Judith and I just couldn't stop looking at each other like we do always. Sometimes we'll do these looks in each other's eyes because it'll be stuff that we talk about and that we're exploring with our own hearts. And he's just, Tony and the Praying-Mantis Beings are just really, really, straight dialed in. They're just
Real dialed in.
I mean, golly, and pulling out some of the awarenesses and exploration that even Jennifer and I, will share here on the show and have wanted to dive in deeper. So you get that opportunity to do that one-on-one or through the course. And it seems like they'll be live. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
It seems like it. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh gosh, wow. So
yeah.
that's
So the class will be all together, like right,
oh,
like
how
this, and we'll be
fun.
playing around and yes, and it's like really beautiful, like to witness, like for me to witness, like my students, although I'm your student, like we're all students to each other,
Right.
to blossom and begin trusting because we've been so conditioned not to trust ourselves. And look, the idea, like to turn on his channel is really not necessarily to channel beings, to channel your higher self, your
Yes.
inner knowingness, and that channeling, that intuition that you'll begin activating and knowing serves your life every day. It's not specifically or necessarily to speak to those beings, but it's to how to navigate within this world that is so limited and begin trusting your guidance and intuition freely and fully. And once you trust you, that's it. You're God in a sense. Like
Yes.
I trust my heart. Like my heart never leads me astray, regardless of what the world is saying or what the reflections coming back. I'm trusting like you build that super intimate relationship, and that's what we all need to be able to navigate a new paradigm.
Yes.
Yes.
So much yes.
I feel like
I feel like
there's
those
nothing
beings
else
like,
I can do but
yes.
And I'm really fun and I'm really crazy. Like I don't follow
I love
any
it.
rules. Like
Oh,
believe
so
me.
it's gonna be a fun class.
Oh, like really, like when I say class, it's not a class. It's just
I know.
us as friends, because you're me and I'm you, and we're all like divinely remember. Like it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be amazing. And every time, and of course, like the men's energies are very peculiar. Like you guys felt it. I can't describe
Yeah.
it unless you feel it, and they're just nuts, amazing, beautiful
Yeah.
beings.
Before we go, I did want to ask about what's like the name of your outfit, and where it came from, kind of,
That's a great
how
question.
it evolved to become a part of this.
Oh, and we like your mic.
I know. It's like a handle.
Mhm.
So I'm colorblind, and I love bright colors because if they're not bright, I have no idea like what I'm seeing. I'm probably seeing some other color than the rest of humanity. But yeah, thank you so much. So I actually, when I began channeling, and and I have to say the and I practiced with my friends for about 5 months, like from 8 p.m. to midnight every Tuesday, and it was back in 2023, just for fun. Like we were just like joking and laughing, like talking about life, and we channel. During those channeling like sessions, I just wanted to wear something that fits my kind of change, right? And I had the white outfit like with the gold, and it's 3 separate outfits that I put together, right? It's not one outfit that you buy. And I wore it once, like during like our practice thing as friends, and sat in the closet for 2 years, literally. It's not a joke. Bashar had his first like live event last November of 2023, and like that was after COVID that he's ever had it, and all of our friends were going. We were so excited. It was in Sedona, Arizona. And all of a sudden, I just had this download. You need to wear that outfit, and I only wore it because I was excited. I'm like, we're gonna be like near Bashar and aliens, da da da. I was like, I want to look like different to be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just almost like
Yes.
Halloween, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And I go there and like we're standing in line where there's like 800 people. Everybody came up to me and started saying, "Oh, like you're like they assumed I'm channeling. They assumed I'm going to be on stage with Bashar. They assumed they made all these assumptions.
Oh, how funny.
It was the weirdest, coolest thing. But I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm just here with a ticket. I just wore this because
It's
Bashar, like Bashar is like my idol. And,
yeah.
but from that interaction, I could observe how people um like they like revealed to me what I didn't see and
I
and when
love this.
and like when you begin living in a world where you see
Yes.
everyone is your real teacher, you begin seeing what you don't see. And I'm like, oh my God, because like they kept asking me like, why do you wear this? I said, in the best description I could say, and I have chills all over my body, is this is the best physical description how I feel from the inside when I'm channeling. Like I feel divine, I feel holy, whatever that means from my,
Yeah.
and that's the outward expression. Although now it's been evolving. Now I'm doing my nails. I've never done my nails. My husband has
Oh,
been doing like
love that.
look, if like you meet my husband, he's a big guy, all muscles and all tattoos, very butch and straight.
Uh-huh.
But he began doing his nails like 5 months ago, just out of it. I
Mhm.
didn't, but we went to Canada like last month, and I woke up and like I need to do my nails. But my nails have a meaning. So like these are like mirrors.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Ah,
neat.
You know
cool. That
that you're my
definitely.
mirror. So this is my reminder as I go
Yes.
out in the world that you guys are my mirrors. And last week I had the yin and the yang. So it was all dark and white and all white and dark. That I'm
Oh,
all the
neat.
darkness. I'm the white within the darkness. I'm all the light. I'm the light within.
Yeah.
So,
Love
but
it.
this is expression, right? It has nothing to do with
Yes.
Yeah.
me being
Yes.
gay or whatever or girly. It's just expression of everything. Because if I want to live a life where I say I'm infinite, I want to experience what that means. And this is part of
Uh-huh.
the infinite. And this is part of the
Yeah.
infinite. And these are part of the
Right.
infinite.
Oh, bless
And
you.
it will
Yeah.
evolve. So, and
Oh,
That's so
thank you
cool.
for leading the crusade and for just paving the way for so much more expression in this world. What would it take to have just so much more of that and just be us being able to just step, even if
Absolutely.
it's just a little bit more and then a little bit more, right?
so
And we would changing the world. And I'm so excited. Thank you.
and just one last comment, if
Of
it's
course.
okay. I go out in the world, like, I do real estate seminars at big corporations with this and with the nails. Like, I don't wear this
Oh,
because,
really?
yeah, I totally,
Oh,
I step in fully, and
You
it's
said that.
in the most beautiful dialogue you have with people, because it activates them to be more than the suits and all that
yeah.
bullshit our world created you have to look like. You know what I mean?
Love
We're
that.
everything, be it. So,
Yeah.
Yes. Is
Every
there
day is
any parting
Halloween.
words for us?
any parting words for us? Oh my goodness. Now
I don't
I'm in.
want to put you in the
No,
spot.
it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. No, they just remember, truly remember that you are not just the one identity. You are not just that one label that humanity imposed on you or you imposed on yourself within your stories. You have the free will choice to experience the many identities that you are all at once if you choose to.
Oh.
All of it. If you're a teacher, if you're an architect, if you're whatever, like a janitor, if you work at McDonald's, if you're an attorney, that's one identity of the many identities that you can be. Dabble into everything that you are. Experience all the versions of who you are to the limitness that you can experience them. And you could experience two identities today, and then three identities tomorrow, and five. It's not that that one identity needs to stay in this lifetime. You can alter it and change it. Take off this costume and put on a new costume simply to experience. You are all of it. Give yourself that permission, because as you do, you expand.
Love
As you
it.
continue in the one identity, you are experiencing one part of creation, one facet of creation. Allow yourself the gift to be all of it, to truly understand and experience what multi-dimensional being is. That was semi-conscious channeling because I could feel my speech. So we are all beautiful, guys. We are all light. We are all love. We are all the darkness. We are all of it, and we're all
Mhm.
ascending with each other as you go on. And when you will leave this and you go outside or back to your home, see everything is you. Your neighbor is you, the leaf is you, the tree is you, the sun is you, the planets are you, your husband, your wife, the kids, the chair, the asphalt outside, the cars. All of it is consciousness. And there's nothing, all of it is consciousness created by the illusion that it's not consciousness. That's the trick.
Mhm.
Things may appear solid and like things may appear inanimate, but they really are consciousness with the illusion that they're not. Like begin challenging yourself to see everything as consciousness, as you, and that alone will shift your world, because then you're appreciating what you're seeing. You're not seeing yourself as separate than that, than what's in front of you. You know, it becomes you. And then small little tweaks like that literally will create magic in your life. You begin showing appreciation, you begin showing value, you begin remembering who you are as a divine being, etc., etc. So hopefully that helps.
Yes,
it.
so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. I'm gonna unpin you. Again, the special offer will be a button below under in the newsletter. It'll be in the caption on YouTube, or it's in the chat over here, just so you guys know where to look for things.
And if you can't find it, you can always message us at team@houthustle.com and we will get that message and let you know.
Just a reminder about the lounge. We've got this bi-monthly, very fun group facilitation program, and we would love to invite you. So
Yeah.
check it out. It's at the bottom of the newsletter. We meet on Tuesday twice a month at 2 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Pacific. And I just want you guys to always feel like you're invited to that. Again,
And if you want a trial, I think we do, sometimes we do trial pricing, message us. We would love to just kind of have you come and check it out at team@houthustle.com. We just make it really easy for you to choose.
Yeah.
It's fun. It is really fun. We kind of look at a healer circle, and so we're all learning. And as one develops their gifts, we all do. So it's cool.
If you're hanging with us on YouTube, I just want to remind you to subscribe and comment, and I will never forget telling you that.
Because we did for like a long time. So we have to do that shameless plug, right? Smash that like button.
They're like, do it. You need to be saying that in your videos.
My son was like, no, Mom, it's like smash that like and subscribe button.
Smash that button.
I'm like, okay. And remember, a portion of all proceeds do go to benefit rising-up.org. It's for providing laptops for women and students in need for use in education and safety. So, all of the emails that we send out, if you open them, we're so grateful. And then also the different watch times that you do on YouTube. So, help us out. We'd love to just pass that along as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you, Toni. It was great having you today. Next week, we've got two great guests. On Tuesday, we have a sound healer named Susie. And on Thursday, we have astrology and numerology with Emily.
It'll be fun.
Yep.
Yes. And we'll definitely have to get Toni coming back and have a whole nother conversation. So everyone have a very happy Halloween, and we will see you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.